What's up everybody? Welcome to the first episode of Quick and Easy Tech Tips. Today's tech tip is going to be about fixing your RAM speed and getting your RAM to run at the advertised speed. We decided to make this video here at East Coast PC because we were reading so many reviews on Newegg and Amazon and places like that, retailers like that, and people were buying 3200 megahertz kits of RAM, 3600 megahertz kits of RAM, and they were building computers for the first time. They would put them in their system and boot it up, and the RAM would only be running at 2133 megahertz. And they thought something's wrong with the RAM. They send the RAM back, they write a terrible review on it. And the only thing that really needs to be done here is to go into BIOS and enable the XMP profile. The reason this is because the 3200 megahertz and 3600 megahertz speeds like that, they are not stock JEDEC speeds, and they are basically a factory overclock. It runs on a little XMP chip on the RAM module itself, but each time it has to be enabled every time you build a computer or every time you update your BIOS. So today we're going to go right into the BIOS on my Z390 motherboard here, and I'm going to show each and every one of you how to fix this problem. Alright y'all, so when we restart our computer, we just want to rapidly hit the delete key, and that is going to bring us into the BIOS. It's always a good idea to start hitting that delete key a little bit before you see your boot screen. That way, as soon as it recognizes it, it's going to take us straight into the BIOS. Now, when we get into the BIOS, it's going to look a little bit different on everybody's motherboard depending on which brand motherboard you're using. I'm using a Gigabyte ORS Z390. And what we want to look for when we get into BIOS is the XMP setting. Now that's what it's called on Intel boards. On a AMD motherboard, it will either be called AXMP or DOCP, that stands for Direct Overclock Profile. Now it's very easy to find on most motherboards, and when you do find it, we're going to come right down here, and if you see on the screen here, mine says disabled. That means that this RAM is going to run at the standard 2666 megahertz. That is the JEDEC speed of this RAM. So what we want to do here is we want to come here and we want to click on profile 1. If you have more than one profile, some very high-end kits have 2 profiles. Just click either one of them, will work, and you can play around with the other one later. They're usually just slightly different. And after we have selected that profile 1, you see it says DDR4 3600. That is the advertised speed of this RAM. And now when we come up here and save and exit, it's going to ask us, are we sure we want to save this configuration and reset? Just click yes. On some motherboards it might say okay. And then when we do that, we are going to be booting back into Windows. And when we do boot up, the RAM should be running at the advertised speed. Alright y'all, so hopefully after watching that video, everybody was able to get their RAM running to the advertised speed. If any of you are still having any problems, just drop a comment below, and I don't mind doing anything I can to help y'all out and point y'all in the right direction. Thank each and every one of y'all for watching this channel. Make sure you get subscribed so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos, and stay safe for this new year, and see you guys soon.